Folks, I think society kind of ruins art for all of us. I think we get it all wrong. I feel like art is one of the first things we decide we're not good at. Comparison crops up so early. We realize Jimmy draws a better tree. My lines aren't straight. I'm not an artist. And in my experience, the people who draw crooked lines can be infinitely more talented than the people who draw straight lines. I didn't want to be part of a thing that made people feel stupid when they looked at it, that made me feel stupid when I looked at it. I always felt like, if I don't know the history behind the artist or the hidden meaning behind the piece, then I'm a dum-dum, and I shouldn't be around art that's smarter than me. So I better just be a photographer and not a painter till I'm smart enough to understand all contemporary art. I have to say, the thought of people looking at my work and feeling even a smidge of that is kind of excruciating. Because if I am anything, I think I'm inclusive. And I sure as hell would hope my art would feel that way too. But people do say to me, I don't understand it. I don't know how to look at it. I don't want to pretend to know art. And I know that feeling very well. And that feeling is society's fault. So here's what I think. And here's what I'd like for people to chew on when they look at my art. I think each of us has our eyes and our sensibility for a reason. I think when you look at art, you should imagine a bubble around you, and nobody else gets to influence your exchange with that piece. You don't have to answer to anyone about it. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to like it, or understand it, or try to, or give a rat's ass. It's a picture, with the energy of the maker and the making meeting the perception of the viewer. If that energy exchange resonates, cool. If not, cool. End of story. No shame, no mystery, no societal bullshit. Non-artists might think this is woo-woo, but honestly, I don't even feel like I'm the one painting my paintings a lot of the time. If I'm doing it right, I sort of go away, and I channel whatever's meant to come. And I believe it's not necessarily always about me. I'm just the conduit. I think sometimes I'm making stuff that's meant to connect with the right person for their benefit. Or maybe it's not even about what the outcome is, and it's all about being in that state where I can drop my ego enough to lose myself for a while. Maybe that's the value, regardless of sales. I used to be terrified of abstraction, because I like to know the answers. I don't like feeling like I'm missing the point, but I'm way over that now. I think all of that is like the beauty industry telling you you need to be prettier so they can sell you mascara. The art world wants you to feel excluded, so some exclusive art can cost a lot of money. Screw that. I didn't turn to abstraction to make my art hard to understand. I turned to it because I stopped having the language in representational things to say what wanted to come out. For me, once I let myself paint from the inside out, the whole conversation changed. If I was using real words or real symbols, the conversation would be predictable and trite. And I've outgrown that. It's like paring down what comes with associations and starting over with things you're unfamiliar with. And that makes the whole experience more authentic because you're in new territory and you can't rely on what makes the world make sense to make the image tell your story. It's a story that you don't even know you want to tell until you start telling it, or it tells itself through you. What I want people to see in my art is whatever they see. If they see a little or a lot, that's cool. What I don't want them to see is something that has to be understood or deciphered to be appreciated. Maybe they just think I used a nice shade of blue. And that's great. That's enough. Maybe the painting evokes a memory, or a sound, or the colors of a sweater, or a location, or an emotion. Cool, cool, cool. You can't get it wrong. When I paint, I never have a plan. If you've seen my work, then you know I end up in very different places. My work really varies. And that's part of the reason why I'm not sure I'm always the one driving the bus when I'm painting. Maybe my higher power connection has a broad range of styles. My point is, I'm not drilling home some preconceived message. You don't have to know anything to look at my art. Just get in a bubble and check it out. And if you remember one thing from me, I would love for it to be to reclaim the freedom to look at art without feeling like you're supposed to know, feel, or learn anything. And reclaim the freedom to make art, or just play with art materials, without needing to compare it, to share it, or to make it look like anything recognizable at all. Because making art is really good for us. And all it is curiosity with materials. Just messing with stuff, making it your own, seeing what you can make of it. Pulling from that sacred part of you that sees things like nobody ever has and ever will. If you have the senses to experience it, art is just as much yours as it is anyone else's. Don't let society ruin that for you. Yeah. Love ya.